Now, all this week we are celebrating women in sport following the Euro success of our amazing Lionesses. So this morning we are joined by Britain's most decorated female Olympian. Dame Laura Kelly was the first British woman to win 5 Olympic goals before stepping back from competitive cycling last year. Now she's forged a career as a commentator, but not just that. She's juggling life as a mum of 3 young children, having given birth to her youngest daughter in May. And Laura, you are only yourself, for me, a baby. How old? You're 33?
33, yeah.
Olympic gold medals coming out of every orifice, children everywhere. Oh. How on earth have you done it?
I mean, is life just going to get more and more boring now because I've crammed so much into a short period of time?
Do you not wonder how you've done it?
Oh, honestly, I wouldn't change it for the world. My mum and dad always say, you love to live your life in chaos. And I'm like, I do. Like, I genuinely live for that. Like, I think that's what I love. Yeah.
And you wanted to be... Thank you, by the way, for kicking off our week of celebrating women in sport. It's an honour, you know, for us to have you here because you are absolutely, I suppose, you will be forever in the annals of history of our British sporting icons. Oh. And there's Jason as well, obviously, your fabulous husband. But, you know, we're here to celebrate you this morning. But you say that from a young age, you knew that you wanted to be an Olympian and in cycling. I mean, that's remarkable. What can you tell us about those very early instincts about yourself?
I mean, I think I always enjoyed sport. And obviously, my parents took me down that route because I was born premature with a collapsed lung. And that is what they got advised. They got advised that actually swimming, it was probably the thing to get me into because it helps regulate your breathing, like putting your head in and out of the water. But it was never really my thing. I never really enjoyed it. But then we started bike riding because of that. And I just loved it. Like, I loved every minute of it. And actually, my friends at school, they were one thing, but where I felt I was loved and where I enjoyed it the most was actually my friends down at the cycling track. And so, obviously, if you prefer something, that's where you're going to want to be. And the more we went down there, the more I absolutely loved being on the velodrome. And it was a natural thing for me. It came really naturally to me.
Can you explain the feeling of what it is that presumably you felt back then and you still feel now, that same thrill, adrenaline? What is it in the sense of being, because it's a lonely sport?
It can be, although I was part, obviously, of the team pursuit, so I was part of the team, which I also did love. Like, I loved being part of that team. In fact, I would actually say that's probably where my heart lay, in the team event. But it's just, honestly, when you cross that finish line and you're lucky enough that you've crossed it first, the feeling and the buzz that you get, and really that's the feeling that you chase because it is such a special feeling. I mean, winning in London 2012, just nothing has compared to it since. It was just the most magical. I felt like I was living in someone else's fairy tale. Like, it was just crazy.
It's remarkable, isn't it? And so how difficult is it to then have made a decision to retire? Because I think sports people at your level, certainly, you hear it from footballers too.
Yeah.
There's a massive... I mean, you've got 3 young children, so I suppose there isn't time to think about it.
Yeah.
But in terms of that very personal achievement, is there a void?
I think I've been very lucky that, one, where I retired within an Olympic cycle, because it was so close to the Olympics that I still got wrapped up into the bubble.
Paris Olympics, you mean?
Yes, the Paris Olympics, yeah, because I actually retired in the March just before those games in the July, and I got wrapped up into that bubble that I was actually working straight away, so I didn't have the void. And like you say, I think having children during my career actually meant that post-career, I'm already into a routine. So I feel like I am quite lucky in the sense of I've had something post. Like, I haven't had the gap where I'm like, oh, what next?
I now realise why you've decided to have 2 children really close together, because you're like, I just need more adrenaline, I need more panic, I need to be more tired, you know.
It's crazy. It's a different kind of panic, but it does definitely still feel like I'm competing at times.
Yes, I bet you're running faster now, you know,
on 2 feet. Definitely more tired.
Yeah. I mean, and what I find remarkable is that I think for certainly for sportswomen, you know, you could, you know, keep your private life private and then you have your professional life. But you have chosen to really share what I find remarkable body image struggles, which nobody would imagine, of all people, you would have.
Yeah, I think it's the contrast, though. So I think when you're an athlete and you're living in that world, people expect you to look a certain way. And the thing that I actually love about the Lionesses winning again is the fact that team is so big. There are so many different idols there that now the younger generation can look to. And within that team, there 100% will be someone that you can relate to, or what the younger generation can relate to them. There's so many to choose from. Whereas for me, I felt like people want me to look a certain way. They're expecting me to look a certain way as an athlete. And obviously you go on to have a baby and it takes months to get all three.
Yeah.
It takes months to get back to what you look like
And this
before.
is when you went to Wimbledon. You
I really
shared...
struggled. Yeah, to find an outfit that I felt comfortable in. Like, I really struggled to find something that, one, I could feed in, because I'm breastfeeding my little girl.
Right.
And two, that was something that I felt like me in.
And the other thing you've really been open about is breastfeeding.
Yeah.
Why have you chosen to be so open about that and your fertility? I think you've just taken a really brave decision here to just open up your struggles with people.
I mean, you can probably tell, I like talking and I enjoy it, and that's sort of the other side of my personality that maybe you don't see when I'm going around in circles on the velodrome. But for me, I feel I have a platform. Now, when we had our fertility troubles, I felt really alone, and I felt like there wasn't many stories out there that actually bared the truth and laid it completely honestly. And I felt like if I can share and I can put that step forward and I can be brave, but I hate that word because really it's just being honest, I can help someone else, and someone else can see the stories and feel a lot less alone than I did. And so that's why I shared that. The breastfeeding story, it's not really a story because it's just how I'm feeding my baby. I have felt throughout my pregnancies, so like with Albie, I really struggled to just feed him. Like there wouldn't be a chance. I just fed Lillian makeup there. And
your youngest is here?
Yeah,
how old is she?
She's 13 weeks.
Oh,
yeah.
Congratulations.
And I didn't have a care in the world. Like I just fed her and it feels natural to me and I just relaxed. Whereas with Albie, I never did that. And my journey came to an end after 6 months. And actually it broke my heart a little bit because I just didn't want the journey to end. But I felt I was so stressed and I was trying to cover up the whole time, and I really cared about people looking at me and what they felt, that actually I think it ended that journey before it should have ended. So with the boys, with my second, with Monty, and now with Lily, I'm just like, I'm feeding her and this is how she's having her food. If you want to look, you look. If you don't, if you want to leave a conversation because you feel uncomfortable, fine. Because I don't feel uncomfortable. I feel totally comfortable in feeding my baby in front of you.
You are an icon, probably more off the track now than you are. I mean, you will spend your life talking about your life on the track, but as you say, you are willing to be a whole person.
Definitely.
For all of us. What an icon.
Oh, thank
amazing.
You very much.
Brilliant, Laura. Dame Laura Kenny, thank you for kicking off our week of amazing sportswomen who we're going to have this week. You set the bar very high.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. What a treat. And that's a wrap for this video. We hope you enjoyed it. We have all the best moments from the show right here on the channel. And if you like this video, then we think you'll love this one. See you next time.